Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now.
So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Sappica som chiede con so bappa con so felino. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Welcome to Wanna Bet. I'm Jason, that's Ben. Beltway Ben, the narrative these days, which you usually hear, is AIs replacing humans, which I hate, which I despise. And frankly, I've only used AI a couple times in my life with some help from my kiddos to design the Wanna Bet logo that is kind of almost aligned behind us. I feel like we could slide them together, right? Like a slinky. Like if that slinky was pulled a little long, and you know what a slinky is, right?
Yeah.
And you just pushed it together, compressed it a little more, we'd be aligned.
Right.
So I used it to make that and used it to write that little ditty there. That's being perfected. That's being taken to another level by local ska band, the Players Band. And then we're going to have humans replacing the AI. We're going to have actual references to Wanna Bet heroes and legends instead of the AI gibberish. It's exciting times at Wanna Bet, Beltway Ben. I mean, we're simple men.
Absolutely.
Doesn't take much to get us, feeling good, excited. We find we seek simple pleasures and simple joys.
Yeah.
And replacing AI theme music with human theme music, it's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. I fully agree with you there. Right there
and
with
the Players Band will immediately ascend to the Wanna Bet Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. Immediately.
There's no question about it.
No, not a question.
All right, if you're new to the show, you have no idea what we're talking about, but just keep watching and we'll make you money and we'll entertain you and you'll be hooked for life. And you'll subscribe at Spotify, at Apple Podcast. Even if you watch it on Twitter, maybe you'll subscribe to the YouTube page as well. We do special videos. We do future stuff. Add-ons, bonus content. We also show our work. We're fully transparent. The PTI ripped off rundown is going to tell you our 3 best bets of the day. It's usually more than 3 because we're volume. 4th down is going to be a weird bet you hadn't thought of making, or it's going to be a 4th and short to get you paid quickly in a game, or it's going to be 4th and long, a long shot bet, a bet like a future that won't pay off for a long time. Overtime, football and football parlays every day, and we show our work. We let you know what we've done well, what we haven't done well. I told you guys I was getting some ridiculous luck going my way. And I worried that I would jinx it. Well, I did. That Nets-Pels game went over by a late foul shot in a game where people had been missing plenty of foul shots. And the Pelicans let the Nets hit a 3-pointer with 5 seconds left. Beltway Ben, when honestly I'm just screaming, foul him. Foul him. Do anything before letting him take a 3-pointer. Foul him coming up the court. Foul him on the floor. All you really, if they don't hit a 3, it's still pretty much, you're pretty much going to win that game. They hit the 3. We got more fouling. They hit both foul shots. We went over by 1. And look, the Bayern -2 pushed. Bayern didn't play great. We did get the Olise assist. We did get obviously Bayern winning the match. We did not get a Harry Kane goal. I thought Luis Diaz was shoved in the box pretty blatantly. I guess VAR and the eye in the sky didn't see it. So no penalty attempts. But the one I'm pissed off about, because I thought it was a good, smart plus money parlay, we didn't get the over 2.5 in the Red Bull Leipzig Borussia Mönchengladbach match. I don't know. I saw at least 3 times where Red Bull hit the post outside of the 2 goals they scored. I'm shocked that Gladbach didn't have at least one in the first half. Hey, that's how it goes sometimes. I'd make that bet over again. I'm stunned that wasn't 4-1, honestly. But alas, we didn't get the 2.5 goals, so that did not go in our favor. So we basically tread water. We were a little bit down. Beltway Ben, great call in the Auburn game. I did not stay up for the late night Knicks on Kings action, nor did I. I know I like to say we watch the Wizards, so you don't have to. I've been binge watching Homeland lately, so honestly, I watched that last night instead of late night NBA because again, we're transparent and we are fully, we disclose what we do.
Yeah, horrendous night by me. The Auburn Missouri call was the only one that was good. And I will say, like I told you guys, if you want to wait a little bit and it's a slow start to the game and then you want to live bet it over, you
Yeah.
can do that. That's exactly what happened. There was like 5 points each. It was 5-5 with like the 15-minute mark, and the number was down a bunch. And even as the game went on, you could still find, like when the offenses turned it on, you could still find 152.5. As I was watching that line, that cash. But other than that, and really, to be quite honest with you, outside of the Derek Queen triple double over the last week has been pretty rough for me. I've been struggling. We've been
Dude,
treading
you were on a
water with
massive heater, though. I mean,
yes,
you were, but like, let's give full context. You were up over 50 units. You were smashing it. There
right.
was going to be an inevitable downturn of some sort.
Yeah. It's gambling. It's frustrating though because Jason, you know this. We talk about this all the time off the air. When things are going wrong, they pile up, and every
Yes.
which way it goes against
Yes.
you. Clippers Wizards. Alex Sarr gets ejected in the first half, and you don't get the
fair
injury. Yeah, and again, I'm not even going to rip DraftKings for that because they give you back first half injuries. It just sucks that ejection screws you. So Kawhi scores easy. Kawhi scores 30. The Clippers win easy, and Alex Sarr had 4 or 6 points, and it was still early in that game. He gets ejected. That loses. The Knicks
Big
Kings.
dummy. He is big dummy. I was right. He's big dummy.
You are right. You're absolutely right. The Knicks Kings. Jalen Brunson suffers an injury 6 minutes into the game. Now, Cat didn't get the rebounds, but who knows how that game unfolds if
Right.
Brunson plays regularly. So we still had a chance because of the bet protection, but that we couldn't cash Cat
The whole
or
scope
them
of the
winning the
game
game.
changed.
They got blown out. And then Tyrese Maxey, listen, if he plays the fourth quarter, I think he could have cashed. He was 2 for 8. He would have at least cashed the 3-point attempts. He sits the whole fourth quarter because they lose by 25 to the Cavs. Unfortunate. Not a good day at all. Our team total college basketball bet lost by about 4 points. Again, when it rains, it pours. I am confident we'll get out of this soon, hopefully by divisional weekend.
Yeah, it's hard. We're doing. I mean, this is high volume, largely plus money plays, man. Like this ain't easy. This ain't flipping a coin. Like we're grinding this shit. Well, look, as a show, we're still up units, making over what over 2,500 bets since May. So yeah, but give your money to those assholes at Barstool. They're gonna cash for you. Just look at that crap on those apps and just play that. I dare you. You'll go broke in a week. All right, Beltway Ben, let's get our ugly mugs. My ugly mug. Beltway Ben, again, happy haircut. I think you've had 7 or 8 haircuts since my last haircut. I think it's definitely more than 6.
I appreciate that. And it was actually just in the past 2 days. My mom always gets on me about my hair, but I figured the bets have been struggling. I need to cut the hair, fix something, change it up. Hopefully the new fresh cut can get me there.
Oh, I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work wonders. We'll see. If my wife gets her way, my hair will be cut at some point next week. We'll see. I kind of just want to keep growing it. Piss people off. All right, first down, I'm going to give you 3 college plays. Let's start in the CAA. I love the CAA. We're going to take Hofstra covering the 7.5 at Stony Brook. Minus 108 at Bet Rivers. Hofstra is 12-3 against the spread. Hofstra's 8-2 against the spread on the road. Hofstra is 9-2 against the spread after a win. They had a win last time out 4 or 5 days ago. It was kind of an uglier win than I thought. It was an overtime win, so that's fine. Their magic carpet rides hit a few bumps. Still a team that can score the basketball from all over. And I think Stony Brook's the second or third worst team in the CAA, and I don't really care that much that they're at home. Stony Brook is 1-4 in conference against the spread so far this year. It's a Hofstra team that's just outside the top 100 in overall Ken Palm offensive rating, and they're 97th in D rating. That's a pretty good profile. 34th in the country opposing EFG. They shoot the 3 ball really well. They hit the boards okay. They get a lot of second chance shots, and they drain them. Top 11 2-point Ken Palm defense. And this is a team that's, again, top 40 in the country shooting the 3 ball. Hofstra's won 7 straight games. As I said, it's a little bit of a magic carpet ride, but there have been some bumps, and I think them almost blowing one over the weekend could help us here. How about Stony Brook? 306 in Ken Palm offense, 292 in their own effective field goal percentage. Not great. They're also outside the top 200 in defending the three ball. Could be a real problem for them here. Ken Palm has Stony Brook as the 274th rated team in the nation at a 365. Again, Hofstra's got more of a top 100-ish pedigree. The 7.5 doesn't scare me, even on the road. We'll go to, does it matter where I go next, Beltway Ben? We'll go to Liberty Bibberty, 9.5. Now, look, I'm going to tell you on this one, I don't want to lay much more than the 9.5. I got this at a better number when it opened. You could still find it juiced in your favor at 9.5, but I don't want to play this over 10. I do think it's a tough spot for New Mexico State, though, who don't travel well, who don't travel cross-country well. Liberty's a pretty damn good basketball team. We'll start with New Mexico State, 0-3 against the spread on the road, 2-3 against the spread in conference. Lobos have covered 2 of their last 8 overall. It's a team that's 230th in the country shooting the 3 ball, 250th shooting the 2 ball. Offense is a problem for them. They're also a horrible foul shooting team. I don't like them having to play from behind, but maybe they don't have to. So we'll see if they can keep it a nip and tuck game. If they do get down 12, 14, 16, then yeah, this thing, I think Liberty could cover more than a 9.5, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you I've got the game flow totally figured out. Liberty's covered 4 of their last 6. Liberty's 4-1 against the spread as a home favorite. Liberty Bibberty, top 60 Ken Palm offense. 9th in the country in EFG. They do not turn the ball over at all. And they shoot the 3 ball well. It's a high-octane offense. And I just, New Mexico State in a spot like this, if they don't get off to a good start, I think you're in trouble. And then we're going to keep fading University of Missouri, Kansas City. They are at South Dakota tonight. We're going to lay the minus 7.5 with whatever the hell the South Dakotans are called. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I even really know. But I do know, Beltway Ben, that Missouri, Kansas City's 5-10 against the spread. They're 1-3 against the spread in conference. Kansas City's 342nd in Ken Palm offense, 286th in defense. They play way too fast for their skill level. They're out of control. I think that's going to hurt them again tonight. South Dakota hits the boards really well. They shoot the 3 ball well enough to do damage against this terrible Kansas City defense. They've been really good at home. They've been winning by double digits at home with regularity. I don't really know what Kansas City's good at except for losing basketball games by double digits. The 7.5, minus 105. Maybe I'm missing something here. But UMKC is on a list of about 6 schools. Now, look, one of them was Gardner-Webb, who got down big last night and then found a way to backdoor us. I didn't think that was going to happen. But this is on a list with Gardner-Webb and a few others that are kind of, in most spots, auto fades. It's not a huge college basketball card. These are 3 games that stood out to me. So South Dakota minus 7.5, minus 105 if you're a Spotify or an Apple bottomer.
Yeah, I think the South Dakota is the Coyotes, if I remember correctly. Any South Dakota grads?
I think UMCK. I'm pretty sure UMKC are the Kangaroos, which actually is pretty badass. I said they don't have any. I don't know what they do well. They name teams well. There should be more Kangaroos. Don't you feel like we should be like the so-and-so Kangaroo? Like, that should be a regular thing.
The Roos, yeah. The Roos. I agree. Yeah.
I mean, I don't care that we're not in Australia. It's a freaking kangaroo.
It's a cool mascot.
It'll look cute. It's got a pouch. It'll beat the shit out of you.
It's a cool mascot.
You mess with a kangaroo.
Also, speaking of, and I know one of my friends is in here, I could beat up a kangaroo. You disagree?
Yeah.
I get into legit fights with my friends about this.
In his prime, couldn't beat up a kangaroo.
Yes, he could. I think we've put too much stock in a kangaroo.
A full-fledged male kangaroo. Probably a female, too. I don't want to go. I mean, who knows?
I'm positive no kangaroo is whooping my ass.
Them shits are ripped, dude. They're
that's what my friends always tell me. I'm whooping a kangaroo. I'm beating up a kangaroo.
They know how to fight. They're faster.
They said they can pull you down. They'll drown you.
Get a shot into a kangaroo.
They can drown you. No. Kangaroo. I got a kangaroo. I cannot believe that a kangaroo beat me up. I just can't believe that. You ever seen the video when the one has the dog and the guy walks up to the kangaroo? He's holding the dog and he slaps the kangaroo and the kangaroo's standing there looking at him. You ever seen that video?
Maybe they have a relationship and the kangaroo's stunned.
Maybe.
Or like the kangaroo likes him. Like the kangaroo knows this. I'm smarter. Not only can I whip this moron human's ass, I'm smarter than him. Because if he does this to the average kangaroo, he's getting jacked up. But I'm a friendly kangaroo. I'm a neighborhood kangaroo. I'm going to let that shit slide, especially because the moron's videotaping it, and I don't want to show him up on the internet. But trust me, kangaroos can take over humans. I would love to be alive. I love that kangaroos run in this country instead of humans.
Yeah. More of the story. I still think I could.
Am I right?
I think
you
I could
think you could beat up a kangaroo?
Yes.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard you say.
My friends say that all the time. It's like me on everybody when I say that. But no kangaroos whooping my ass. Kangaroos whooping my ass.
You know I love me some Beltway Ben Hall. Don't F around with a kangaroo.
I mean, I'm not going to get into... I would absolutely beat a kangaroo. I'm telling you I would. I know for a fact I would. No water? Maybe if they try to drown me. No, I'm beating a kangaroo. Don't let it get too close. Don't let it get to your arms.
What kind of a demented bastard would even get himself in an altercation with a kangaroo?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how it came up.
Around.
It's become a frequent...
They're not coming into neighborhoods like ice and wrecking people. Kangaroos got no beef with humans.
Well,
there's no kangaroo who's going to instigate an altercation with you ever.
No, but it came up. I think it might have came up around that video. I can't believe never. That's a pretty viral video. It's got the dog, and the guy's like, "Hey," slaps the shit out of the kangaroo, and the kangaroo's just standing there looking at him.
I haven't seen it.
We did just have.
But still, I'm telling you, he's probably got a thing with that kangaroo.
My friend David has always.
I don't think it's a random kangaroo.
My friend David said Beltway Ben versus Kangaroo Jack. Let's make it happen. And then another loyal listener said Kangaroo and the under -230. Kangaroo and the under, huh? I'm telling you, I think I got a kangaroo.
I love kangaroos.
But
anyway, we got to move on because I got this call at 12:15.
Yeah. Right.
But more teams. One thing we can all agree on: there's no way there shouldn't be a college football team with a kangaroo mascot. There's no way there shouldn't be an NBA, if not an NBA team, a WNBA team. Does Unrivaled, there should be kangaroos.
There should be. Their names are different. Their names are very weird. Very interesting names in Unrivaled. Moral of the story, I could beat up a kangaroo. But not important here.
Yeah.
We are getting to our first down play. San Diego team total under 70.5. They got to match up with Seattle here. And I've talked about Seattle on the show a little bit. Seattle is a team that moves up to the WCC. I do too. They move up to the WCC. Terry Scoobel actually went there. They move up to the WCC, and you need to have something if you're moving up in weight, right? Like there has to be something that you're going to be able to live off of, that you're going to be able to thrive off of in a conference like that, when in their old conference they weren't even that great. Defense has been what they've done. They just took Gonzaga to overtime a few nights ago, and you look at that number outside, you don't see the /OT in the stats. Well, to me, if that's a regular game that finishes regulation, Gonzaga would have been held.
Did they beat Washington earlier this year?
Yes, they also held them. They also held them to 61 points in that game.
Yeah,
or 64. They've been able to hold a lot of teams down. And San Diego is a squad that they're not very good. They haven't had much scoring success on the road. And if you look at Seattle's arena, it's a very weird arena. I would expect Seattle.
It's cool though.
Yeah, it is very.
It's a real home field advantage.
Yes,
home court advantage with
it. It is. It's an awesome arena, but I think that'll play to what San Diego's scoring output is. They haven't been good this year away from home. They haven't been able to score a lot. And if you look at the last few games, right, St. Mary's scored 93, Gonzaga scored 80+. We talked about that before. Gonzaga went to overtime, and St. Mary's has been at the top of the WCC with Gonzaga for years. They're not San Diego. San Diego has been the bottom stock. They've been the laughing team. They've been beat up on. Seattle here is going to have to get after it defensively, and I think they do. So give me the San Diego team total under 70.5 at -120.
Excellent. Second down for me, we're going to go to an NBA over. Charlotte at the Lakers over 231.5. Excuse me, -112. Lakers are 14-4 to the over at home. We played them with Atlanta at around the same number the other night. A team from the same division as Charlotte, a team dealing with the same kind of road trip and travel. That game went over, no problemo. look, LA knows their superpower has to be their offense. They might be trying to hang 140 again here on a Charlotte team that's improved slightly defensively, but is not exactly known for their defense. Charlotte's been an under team, but they are over 2 straight on this road trip. If you look at the Lakers at home for the season, they played 18 home games, as I said, 14 and 4 to the over. They've allowed 114 points or more, Beltway, Ben, in 15 of those 18 home games. They've scored 118 or more in 12 of those 18 home games. 118 plus 114, as best I can tell, gets us over this number the same way that goddamn foul shot got us over the under we needed last night. And Charlotte scored 119 or more in 10 of their last 16 games, by the way, Ben. So we like the over out there in LA. Put on a show for the people. Why don't you give them 240 points and make us not sweat this thing? Why don't you have this one go over with about 4 minutes and 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter, Beltway, Ben?
Yeah.
How about
absolutely.
that? What if that hits? What if that happens?
That would be awesome.
If that happens, you'll come out and be like, that kangaroo shit was wrong.
No, absolutely not. No, that's something I'm firm on. No.
Dude, I know you a little bit, though. It would never happen because the kangaroo's not going to instigate it.
No.
And you're not the kind of human who would instigate a beef with a kangaroo.
Absolutely
so it's never going to happen.
No.
You're not just going to go around and slug a random kangaroo.
No, absolutely not. You know me with animals.
So it's really a moot point, in which case it's a weird hill to die on.
Because it got brought up around my friends and everybody was like, Ben, you're an idiot. And I'm like, you guys are stupid.
They're right.
They're like, you're stupid, whatever.
They're right.
No, you're right. I would never, ever fight with a kangaroo.
So how's it even going? How are you going to get into the how's it even happening? You're going to get in the ring with a kangaroo for charity? That's not good. That's not humanitarian.
No, I'm just going to stand on my business
like
forever.
To animals.
No, I'm just going to always stand on business.
We don't believe in that at Wanna Bet.
No,
we're here for we got meaty.
Yeah.
We got Lilo. We got Kona. Where's Sean's lobster? We are cruel to lobsters, though. I gotta say, we eat the shit out of some lobsters. So I do. I stopped eating red meat, but I'm eating more lobster, Ben. I'm eating more lobster these days than I ate in a long time. Last time I had this much lobster, we were on a vacation in the in New England.
Yeah, hopefully we can push to more lobster. Here though, second down, I've got 2 plays in the same game. Desmond Bane over 19.5 points at -110. And I also like the Grizzlies versus Magic over 228 at -110. Let's start with Desmond Bane here. This game is in Berlin, right? They travel all the way over there. They're going to play in Berlin today. They're going to play in Berlin today and then travel to London on Sunday. I'm going to tell you guys now. I'm going to tell you guys now. If this doesn't cash today, I will be running it right back Sunday. I don't care if it loses. I do not care. We will be playing it again. Desmond Bane has scored 20-plus points in 3 of his last 5 games. Paolo comes back, and it slowed him down a little bit. He's trying to figure out the role still because that Magic team is just in a kind of weird spot. But he's been able to get it going again lately. And all of a sudden, today, we do get that revenge game. The team that he was traded from in Memphis goes to Orlando. And I don't think there's bad blood, but he was there. He spent time there. He knows these guys. They know him. And he's going to want to put on a show. The game's in Berlin. He's one of the top players in this game. You got to think he'll be ready to go and be kind of aggressive trying to score. You want to kind of rub that in to your old team. But we're also going to play the over. These 2 teams right here, over 228.5 at -110. They're both bottom 10 defenses in the NBA over their last 7 games. If you look, Orlando has been a team over the years that's been playing 99 to 97 games. Yeah. A lot of defense. Of late, that's gone away, right? They played just more offense, a lot of 120s.
A lot of that is at home, too. Their home road splits are usually fairly
different. Yeah. Now, then they still play a couple of 102, 101 games. And to Jason's point, like if you look, it's up and down, right? And sometimes in these spots, you just see some batshit crazy things. Like when they go to London and they play in different spots, there's not a lot of defense or there's way too much defense. Like sometimes we just get away from trends. You never know what to expect here in these London spots. But Memphis hasn't played defense all year. I don't know that that's going to change all of a sudden when they go overseas. I would expect a lot of offense from both sides. Orlando over their last few has gone over this total. If you look at their last 10, they're over this and way more, like 5 or 6, or 6 or 7, I mean. But yeah, give me Memphis and Orlando over 228 at -110.
Scheisse! Halftime. Is it good when I pause for a couple seconds after the halftime? Does that help?
It's always good, yeah.
That's the best way to do it. How out of 1 to 5 lobsters, how would you grade that halftime in terms of aiding your ability to shove the ads in there? Out of 1 to 5 lobsters, how many would you give that halftime?
Give it a 3. But fine.
Take it.
Yeah, 3.
I'll take it. I mean, I'll try to do better tomorrow, but but I mean, it could have been worse.
Could have been worse. Yes.
All right, I got a couple. I got pretty much all NFL from here on out, people. I told you guys we're going to be on the Saturday games quite a bit today. Third down, we got a couple Bronco plays. We're not rid of RJ Harvey / PJ Harvey. We're just getting going. Although I do hope, by the way, Ben, that this is the last weekend we can bet on RJ Harvey / PJ Harvey, don't you? I hope we're rid of RJ Harvey and the Denver Broncos after this weekend. It's been fun, guys. But you got to get on out of here. We like RJ / PJ Harvey to score a touchdown in this game. And we like him to have 20 or more receiving yards plus 213 at the FanDuel. He's got a touchdown in 5 of the last 6 games. And lest we forget, the Buffalo Bills have allowed 24 rushing touchdowns this year. That's a big number. This guy also catches passes in the red zone. And I don't know. I think this is one that Bosa and company might have the pass rush a little bit revved up for. This is a big spot for Bo Nix. And I think Bo Nix is going to look at this Buffalo team and say, I'm content to throw to some running backs here. I'm content to take some layups. And I'm not sure. I know Buffalo's run defense stinks. I don't know that Denver's just going to road grade him. So I think Sean Payton's going to lean into the screen game with a quarterback who hasn't been great in the second half of this year. In fact, I'd say he was much better in the second half of his rookie year. Jacksonville went 6 of 6 for 58 yards and a touchdown throwing to running backs just a week ago. Buffalo has allowed 3 receiving touchdowns to running backs. Buffalo's last 10 games, 6 times or more, they've allowed 34 or more passing yards to running backs. Harvey's got 3 receptions and at least 20 receiving yards in 6 of his last 9 games. Let's not get rid of that part of the equation just yet, Sean Payton. And we like Bo Nix to run for 30 yards or more in this game. Trevor Lawrence was 4 for 43 against Buffalo just a week ago. We're looking at 7 times this season a quarterback's run for 31 yards or more against Buffalo. It's just been a bit of a thing. Lamar Jackson, who didn't run on anybody this year, Beltway Ben, he ran for 70 on these cats in week 1, and it hasn't really stopped since. Lawrence is over this in both meetings. Fields went over this. Baker Mayfield went over this. Spencer Rattler went over this. Shador Sanders ran for 49 yards on it. I think Bo Nix is going to be running. I think Bo Nix against this secondary without a true go-to receiver is going to be in a little bit of trouble in the passing game. And I think Bo Nix's legs are going to be a big part of Sean Payton trying to sustain drives. You want to ladder this some? I ain't mad at you. I'm sorry, last year in the wild card game against Buffalo, 4 rushes for 43 yards for Bo Nix. I think it's frankly a fairly conservative number for that kind of return.
Yeah, here we will play Giannis Antetokounmpo, 25-plus points. Victor Wembanyama, 20-plus points at -110. Parlaying these two guys together in a spot that I think is good for both of them. I know this game's in San Antonio, but Giannis just booed the crowd the other night. Okay, you're going to boo the crowd. You better make sure you back it up. They were down 27 at that point when he did that. he's in a good spot here, right? You're facing a San Antonio team who they play well defensively, especially with Wemby out there. But Giannis knows what Wemby is. Giannis knows Wemby has looked up to him his whole life. He respects him. He's going to attack him at the rim, and it's going to be, Davis on Goliath there at the rim. I would expect Wemby to have some success there, but Giannis will also finish and get to the free throw line. Hopefully he can knock some of those down as he wasn't able to the other night. At 25 points when he's been healthy this year has been a number he's gotten to with regularity. Now, Victor Wembanyama, back to the starting lineup just a few games ago. He's over this in a bunch of games, even coming off the bench, but he's averaging like 27 points per game as a starter this season. The minutes have gone up, and I think they handled his minutes restriction as good as any other team in the NBA has with an injured guy. They did it the right way as long as he plays his full game and stays healthy. I talked about it before. He looked up to Giannis growing up. He knows exactly who Giannis is. He knows the matchup here. He wants to stretch him outside, shoot the three a little bit. He'll go inside. We know he'll get to the free throw line. So I think this is going to be a matchup of two guys who want to show the other one what they can do. Give me Giannis for 25 points, 25 plus points, and then Wemby for 20 plus at minus 110.
Excellent. Let's get weird. Fourth and weird. Denver Broncos over 26.5 rushing attempts as a team. Minus 120 only at the Bet 365. Played it yesterday at 25.5. I haven't dabbled in these markets except for the last few weeks. Beltway Ben turned me on to them. We missed on the rushing totals. We missed on both rushing totals. We didn't miss on a ton in the NFL last weekend. Our worst miss was probably the Bears getting nowhere near the 134 or 144 rushing yards. But look, Sean Payton's going to want to run the ball here. He's going to want to keep Josh Allen off the field. He's going to want to attack a light-in-the-ass Buffalo run defense. And I think he's going to do it with multiplicity. And instead of me picking any individual on attempts, we're going to go collective. I think Knicks is going to run the ball 7 times or more. Maybe it's closer to 10. I think both they're going to have multiple running backs getting 12 to 15 carries. I also think jet sweep Cortland Sutton. I think that Sean Payton will lean into a couple creative runs as well, getting non-traditional runners involved. I think we're looking more at 30 or more rushing attempts, Beltway Ben, which Denver's done in 4 of their last 5 games. Denver is at 26 or more rushing attempts 10 times this year. As I said, Buffalo bottom 5 rush defense in pretty much any metric you're going to look at. Teams have run 27 times or more against the Buffalo Bills 9 times this season. Jacksonville just averaged 6.7 per rush against them last week. They probably didn't run the ball as much as Liam Cohen should have, and they certainly didn't take the points when they should have. Otherwise, they'd be playing in this game and not Buffalo. So we like that a lot. Over 26.5 rushing attempts for Denver. Minus 120. And then fourth and long, Brandon Cooks all of a sudden looks like a thing to me. In a Bills downfield passing game that has lacked a thing all year long. He knows Sean Payton. He's got to pass with Sean Payton. Josh Allen's scramble drill seems like chucking it deep to him more than anybody else. We're going to take Brandon Cooks' long reception of 30 yards or more. Plus 290 at the 365. Josh Allen's leg will open up opportunities downfield. This guy's getting at least 3 or 4 targets a game. I think he could get a little bit more here. I'm not sure how effective the Buffalo run game is going to be. It wasn't effective last week. If it's not effective early this week, I think you lean into your $60 million quarterback's legs and arms, getting it done for you. In Cooks' last 2 games, he had 3 catches for 58 yards, including 1 for 36, and he had 4 catches for 101 yards, including 1 for 56. Denver's allowed a reception of 29 yards or more 12 times this year. So that's, 12 out of 17? A big number. I know we need 30 here, but this guy still has speed. He can throw a double move on you. I don't know that he's going to be smothered by Surtain or anything like that. I don't know that that's how you approach this particular offense. And he's a guy who I think will be given 2 or 3 chances to catch a ball that travels 20 yards or more in the air. So at 3-1, I'm on it.
Yeah, I'm going to play a 4th and short. I should have that ready. 4th and short there. Did we get it? 4th and short. 4th and short. We have it. There we go. Just like that. Change the screen. No. I am playing a 4th and short, though. The Utah Jazz versus Dallas Mavs. Over 57.5 points in the first quarter at minus 110. we can attack Utah in every single game with props, and I was trying to do it today, but there's a lot of injuries that the Mavs are dealing with, so I didn't want to get
Yeah.
too specific. I don't know who exactly is playing just yet. So I'm going to play the first quarter because I think regardless of who plays, they will have success scoring against a Utah Jazz team that's allowing north of 30 points per game in the first quarter over their last 6. All year long, it's been ugly for them. They don't play defense. They can score, though, and they will score with the best of them. We saw that in a matchup with OKC the other night. They're playing better basketball offensively. And the Dallas Mavs have not really defended, especially when you take AD off the court. Daniel Gafford's questionable. If he does play, I'm not sure that he's going to eat 8 to 9 minutes there in the first quarter. He's dealing with an injury. They don't want to force him back too much. So I would expect a lot of scoring in this first quarter. Neither of these teams have had an issue with it. They've gone over this in a bunch of games of late in the first quarters. The Dallas team, like I said, they're dealing with some injuries here or there, but like guys like Bryce Williams, random dudes who you haven't heard much about, have been able to have success scoring. Bryce Sensabaugh just the other night for the Utah Jazz scored 20-plus points in the first quarter, and not many people could even tell you who he was. Went to Ohio State, had success there, and he's been kind of quiet in Utah, but he just went off in the first quarter the other night. I would expect both of these squads to score a lot of points here, not much defense, and play at a faster pace like Utah's played it all year. I think they'll dictate the pace here, and Dallas will just find a way. And this game's in Dallas. Utah's defense, they don't play any defense at home, but their defense hasn't traveled whatsoever this season. So give me the Utah Jazz, Dallas Mavericks first quarter over 57.5 at minus 110.
Yeah, Utah's becoming who I thought they were, and you're going to start to see them popping up more and more on the show with me on some of their totals and some overs. Overtime, let's get you some football parlays. Houston Texans on the money line, plus under 44.5 total points in that Texans Pats game. That's plus 260 as the best I could find it, best I could play it at bet 365. So we're taking that total up a smidge. And look, you want to get it over, you think, it could be 20. I'm 23. I'm kind of at 23, 21 here. If you're worried about it being 24, 21, take it up over the 45.5. You're still going to get over 2-1. I think it might go under its regular number. I think Houston's defense is the superpower in this game. They're going to be plenty rested after not being challenged by the Steelers at all. And I think a lot of things fell into place for the Patriots last week. But I'm looking at the dominant unit in this game, Houston's defense, making Drake May sweat and scurry and pant in a way that really he hasn't had to all season long. Stroud's shaky. That scares me. He could throw a pick six. He could blow this game for Houston. He absolutely could. But I also think they'll lean into Woody Marks. They'll lean into multiplicity in the run game. They will keep it simple, stupid, and not get in the way of their defense. It's two old school coaches, two defensive-minded head coaches, former linebackers. These teams are not going to play with great pace. It's not going to be a race to 27 points. I don't even know if it's a race to 24 points. I think it's more of a race to 20 points. The Houston Texans are 12-6 to the under this season, including the playoffs. They are 7-2 to the under on the road. Texans road games average 35.2 total points. That's including the playoffs. That is the lowest figure in the NFL. Houston's under in 5 straight games. The game totals in those games, 36, 36, 30, 36, 29. Got my attention. Houston's played 2 road games all season, Beltway Bend, that have gone over 44 points. I do not think this is the third. We also like Josh Allen to have an anytime touchdown and Josh Allen to have a passing touchdown. Plus 151 at FanDuel. He's got 36 total touchdowns this year. We know his legs, even with the busted foot, are always a factor. Against a good defense, with the traditional runs with James Cook, maybe not going anywhere. I don't know that he's going to be running for 50 or 60 yards like I thought he might last week. And I don't know that he's going to be running 12 or 13 times. I mean, maybe he does. But I do think he'll be finishing drives. He accounted for 3 total touchdowns against the Jacksonville defense. That's pretty damn good in its own right. He's got 2 or more total touchdowns in 6 straight games. I mean, throwing for one, I have a hard time thinking he's not throwing for one, where it's more the anytime touchdown. But it's a Josh Allen legacy game. He's got to will them to victory. I think that's going to include him throwing for one and running for one. I mean, that's kind of what he does. And we're getting, again, over 1.5 return.
Yes, here we will play an NBA parlay that we have. SGA is all in the same game. SGA, 30 plus points. Kevin Durant, 20 plus points. And Alperen Şengün, 7 plus rebounds, plus 135. Here in this spot, to me, to be quite honest with you, you have two powerhouses in Kevin Durant and SGA. SGA has gone for 30 plus in a bunch of games this year. Now, in his last 5, he's only done it twice. And the scoring has slowed down just a little bit. Some of that is because of blowouts. Some of that is because the Thunder just aren't playing as good at basketball as they once were. I'm confident here that he'll get there. 30 plus against a Rockets team who defend, but their defense has slipped off a little bit. SGA knows what's at stake. And you have a Kevin Durant who spent time in Oklahoma City, right? I know this game's in Houston, but he did spend time with the Thunder. We know all the history there. Yep. He should come out ready to go. 20 plus points is something that he's gotten in the majority of the year. And to that, like, Şengün is back, but even the other night when Şengün came back, Kevin Durant still had no issues getting to 20. We also are going to take Şengün 7 plus rebounds and plus 135 to get us there. Şengün had 7 the other night, and I talked about it. It burned me because I would have liked for him to get to the number we needed. We needed 8. He finished on 7. The minutes weren't a problem. I did watch him on the bench watching the game on NBA TV. He's sitting on the bench, and it's clear that he's on the minutes restriction or whatever they have. Yeah. And he's yelling at the assistant, I'm good, I'm good. You watch the assistant stand up and walk over to Ime Udoka and start talking to him. And as soon as Ime Udoka looks at me, they throw Şengün right in there. So, like, they know what's at stake. They're not, like, I said it last time, he's not a guy that wants to sit in a minutes restriction. And I know all NBA teams are careful there, especially during the regular season. But Şengün's going to play the minutes he needs to. He's going to have to be strong on the glass as he's been for the majority of the season. I know Steven Adams steals some boards at times, but here in this spot, I would expect him to be fine. And then here, one for the listeners, I did want to give this out. Took this on Bet365 just now. Kenneth Walker over 58.5 rushing yards and James Cook over 76.5 rushing yards. Both of these games are on Saturday. Both running backs, of course, for Seattle, one for Buffalo. 58.5 and 76.5 for the two guys, and that gets you to plus 256. Listen, both those run defenses are not very good. I think James Cook is going to be able to have his way against the Broncos. I think they'll run it more than enough there against the team teeing off to stop the passer. And then Kenneth Walker, if he doesn't have a big, strong showing against 49ers, I don't know what to say about Clint Kubiak, just to be completely honest with you. Like, he has got to get his touches. They have got to hand the football off. And I know Charbonnet kind of vultures some things here or there. I would expect Walker to be just fine. He did have an 1,000-plus yard season this year for that team, and he was pretty good down the stretch. I know he had a few games where he was under 25, but he also had a number of games where he had 100-plus. So give me Kenneth Walker over 58.5 rushing yards, James Cook over 76.5 rushing yards at plus 256.
Excellent. That's our show. We appreciate you guys tuning in. More winning bets. More Three Lobster Nights. More kangaroo mascots. We got an email.
Just a couple comments from the Players Band. They said it is their distinct pleasure to partner with us to bring us ska music and unmatched betting prowess to the masses. And they also said ChatGPT, zero chance. An adult kangaroo has massive advantages in strength, kicking power, claws, balance, durability. An unarmed man has no realistic way to win. Seriously injured within seconds. I call BS.
With kangaroos. I was going to say use AI, but the way we started the show, I was like, no, AI. I don't want to even pump AI because the human brain should be smart enough to tell you don't F with kangaroos. You shouldn't need a computer to back up common sense. Common sense in short supply.
AI's been wrong a lot. I'll just say that.
Among our version of among human primates.
AI has been wrong a lot.
Common sense in the monkey kingdom is probably at an all-time high. With our species, Homo sapien, it's going down the drain.
AI has been wrong.
And AI is helping drag it down the drain.
Yeah, I agree. AI is wrong. I don't think they're ever right. I think I'd be the kangaroo.
Oh, you think you could F up a kangaroo? Yeah.
I think I have a good shot. I'd say about an even line just because the entire – well, actually, no, I'd be plus money. The entire world would be bent against me. Jesus. I mean, these people.
If we were a sports team, we'd be the one to bet kangaroos at this point, don't you think?
Ruse. I like the
want to bet ruse.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't even know if I should say this or not, but I'm going to.
I don't think you should. I don't know what you're going to say, but I don't think you should say.
It's not nearly as bad as what you think I'm going to say.
You're going to.
I've been checking out like some I don't even know what it is. I think it's cricket. I may
No,
make
I
a
don't think
cricket
so.
bet.
No.
I've been watching some of it with Mateo. Like, dude,
And you
the
think
ESPN
you
app,
think you got a good read on
like
some of these
late at
lines.
night. Well,
You-
I watched it with him because it was late at night because it was New
Right.
Year's Eve, and we were like, there was no live sports on except for like a woman's cricket. I think it was cricket,
Did you live
and I
bet it?
kind of got into it.
So now you're thinking
Huh?
about giving out bets. I'll tail for fun.
Dude. I don't even know what I truly haven't figured it out. But part of me is like, I could just get on a heater. Like I could, you know what I mean? Like I haven't even really figured out the innings or the overs. Like why I did figure out like what the equivalent of a home run was. Like we watched it enough to figure that part of it out.
Yeah.
But I know what I can find what I want. I don't even know. I think it's cricket, but whatever it is, I did write down some of the nicknames so I could find it on the apps. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah, no, they used to, like, I played basketball outside. They used to play cricket right near our court, like, because we would be outside under the lights, and they had lights there, so a bunch of guys were out there playing cricket. I never could understand it. I don't have any idea.
But I mean,
played
like, 'cause we
baseball
got
for a
into
while.
mascots. You should see some of the nicknames for these teams.
Oh, I'm sure.
Some of that shit is out there. The
So you-
logos look like a 5-year-old could draw them.
Yeah.
But like they've got some elaborate,
How soon do you think you'll
last
be
name.
giving out cricket plays?
I don't even know when it's out of season. I don't know when the season. Like I don't know when they stop playing. I don't even like. You're asking the wrong guy. But I'm telling you,
You hinted at
it's
you're going to give
probably
out plays.
I got to hit a few in real life first. But then if I do, they're
Then
coming.
you're on it.
I can't do any worse than NHL with these guys.
I haven't
gals.
given out any chunk.
I'm thinking women's. I want to get into women's cricket. If it's even cricket, it might be the other thing. There's like 2 of them. Isn't there like 2 different things? There's 2 different types of like that version of like the genesis of baseball. Like rounders? Is it like rounders and cricket? There's more. Like there's more than one thing.
I only played baseball in college. I never played rounders, so I couldn't get you there.
Or I feel like I'm forgetting the name of one of them. Anyway, we got to go. Ben, put the ticket up if you don't mind. We will see you guys at 11 tomorrow. Tomorrow there will be, we've got some Bundesliga that I like. And the Prem's coming back. And some of those Prem matches are early Saturday. So we've got to get to those Friday. I've got several NFL plays that will definitely be featured on the show.
Couple of cricket matches.
Tomorrow. It's a light college slate tomorrow, but obviously Saturday is just
Cricket.
bonkers. We're at 11 tomorrow, right? What are you laughing about?
I said there's a couple of cricket matches.
They're probably. I might 4th and weird. Whenever I do get on cricket, it's got to be 4th and weird.
Yeah.
Although I say that's our cultural bias because I guarantee you, somebody's on YouTube right now doing a kick-ass cricket betting show. Not 100%. As kick-ass as One of Ben Bruce, right. But pretty kick-ass.
Yes.
In its own right. And it's not weird to them at all. It's the whole freaking show.
Yeah. Baseball's weird to them, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Unrivaled would definitely be weird to them.
Yeah.
Probably. So 11 tomorrow, and what about Saturday?
Probably early. I think I have. What do I have Saturday? Oh, I got a wedding I'm going to. Yeah, it's regular, like 9:30 or 10.
Okay, 9:30 or 10. And so it's 11 pretty much all the time, except for Saturdays can get a little weird. Thank you guys for tuning in. Team Kangaroo. We will see you tomorrow. You want to bet, we want to bet. Thank you for betting with us.